What is up, y'all? It's your boy Bat Mac, and here we go with my take on the Super Bowl. Um, First things first, I want to congratulate the Philadelphia Eagles and the city of Philadelphia for getting a championship against my favorite team, the New England Patriots. They thoroughly outplayed us. The better team won, I would say. We were outcoached, which is not normal for a Patriots team to get outcoached. And but hey, they deserved it, man. Like, I don't know why everybody was kind of running them as underdogs the entire time. I mean, I guess it's because they had a backup quarterback at the helm, but that is a damn good team. That roster, like, matchup to matchup, is insane. And I never looked at them as an underdog. That just made no sense. But at the end of the day, the better team won, and I can't totally be upset about it. Now, probably some things I'm gonna say in this video. Probably not everybody feels the same way, but I'm looking at the outlook that I watch every single Patriot game, every single snap, and my take on it will just be my take. First things first, we did lose. What people, I think, is that the Super Bowls that we have lost, the two to the New York Giants, 17-14, then 23-17 in the second one, and now the Philadelphia Eagles this time. When we lose Super Bowls, we lose the teams that are overall good teams. But this one was a different story. Our roster just wasn't at the level that their roster was. Matchup to matchup was just not truly in our favor. Our O-line obviously can't realistically stop that D-line. That's why we did a lot of screen plays and a lot of quick passes, like, out of the ordinary, and we even did some more trick plays and stuff that I'm not used to us doing, unless we need to do it early off in the game, because we wanted to neutralize that D-line and tire them out, which we did. We did very well. Our offense had no problems with how our offense did. Which comes down to is that I'm not very, very upset. I'm not that upset about the loss. Saying that I would have been more upset if it had been flipped the other way. I would have been more upset if our offense would have done nothing and our defense would have been putting them on lock. Then I would have been more upset, because the way the game went is the way our team played really for a better part of the season. Our defense was trash all year. Granted, there was a big stretch of when our defense turned it around, but our defense was still letting up a lot of yards. It just wasn't letting people in the end zone. And that definitely helped. Tom Brady was playing balls to the wall all season. He was just playing better football than he ever has in his career. And he did win the MVP. Some people can argue it was by default, but regardless, he was in the conversation. So, regardless, Tom Brady had an MVP type season, and I wasn't upset about it. Brady did what he needed to do: 505 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, no turnovers all the way up until that one drive when he was probably trying to do a little bit too much. People are going to try to bring up that catch that he dropped, but yeah, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm going to trust Tom Brady to make a catch ever. Especially if you're going to throw it to Tom Brady, you have to hit him right in the breadbasket, not make him have to reach out for it at all. It has to be literally basically have to hand it off to him. But that didn't happen. The Philadelphia Eagles made the plays they needed to make, and we didn't. But yeah, not upset with Tom Brady at all. Can't be. But who I am upset at is Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick lost us this game. I feel he's trying to polish his ego. Everybody saw it, first things first is Malcolm Butler. That right there is showing Bill Belichick. I don't know what he was thinking, but Malcolm Butler not playing a snap was ridiculous. Malcolm Butler played on 97 to 98% of the defensive snaps this entire regular season, which was the most over everybody on our team. He didn't have the best playoff game against Jacksonville, granted, but regardless, Malcolm Butler has been in this situation in the Super Bowl, the biggest stage, has made the play. The Super Bowl play ever, the best defensive Super Bowl play I've ever seen, and he's just well prepared for this situation. I don't care if he was late for a team meeting or whatever. This is the Super Bowl, and you need to have your best out there. And Bill Belichick didn't do that. We tried to play Eric Rowe, which was terrible. Eric Rowe was benched, was not playing good at the beginning of the year. He worked his way back up. And Eric Rowe, he got exposed. I know Bill Belichick was probably mentally thinking that he could use Eric Rowe since he used to be in Philly and look like a genius, that Eric Rowe has a really good game against Philly. But there's even a quote, I think, by the offensive coordinator of Philly that said that he was surprised Malcolm Butler wasn't out there. When he saw Malcolm Butler wasn't out there, they tried their best to get Alshon matched up with Eric Rowe. And you guys saw what happened. You saw the fruits of that labor, and Alshon won that matchup because they knew it was a mismatch. And everybody and their moms knew it was a mismatch. I would never trust that. And then we had safeties covering slots. We had Pat Chung and McCourty covering slots. And McCourty, granted, he used to be a corner, but he's not. He doesn't play that anymore, really. So, safeties are typically not quick enough and fast enough to guard slots, and it showed. That screwed us up heavily. Didn't like the game plan we came in with at all. Didn't really make any true adjustments, which was truly annoying. And that was just Brady. That was just Belichick polishing his trying to polish his ego, which was just annoying. Butler deserved to play. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We needed our best players out there, and Bill Belichick didn't play him, and it ultimately screwed us. Honestly, coulda, woulda, shoulda. We don't know how Malcolm Butler would have played, but I know if I have somebody that's been playing that often, that much during the regular season, that he is more prepared than Eric Rowe. Especially when Eric Rowe didn't even know he was starting until right before kickoff. Right there, it's just that's jitters right there. That's nerves. So why the hell didn't we play him? But that's not my fault. So, but now moving on. See what him trying to polish his ego and everything was this game. The game last night and this season went down to the trades that we have made over years, of trading away players that we shouldn't have traded away, like Chandler Jones and Jamie Collins. It finally caught up to us this season, with how bad our defense was, because we lost Dante Hightower to injury for the year. Chandler Jones, who was our best pass rusher at the time, had a killer year this year in Arizona. Much trading him was dumb or just not, And then Jamie Collins, that guy was a hybrid player, could play outside linebacker and middle linebacker, and we're missing them. So I'm not going to harp on that too much because, that obviously is further back, but those players would have been there today, possibly, without assuming they didn't get hurt or anything. That would have helped because we still do not have a pass rush, and it's pretty annoying. But just looking at outlook on the team, are they a better team? I would say the only matchups that were in our favor were Tom Brady versus Nick Foles, and then Gronk getting compared to Zach Ertz. And Zach Ertz is a very good tight end, so it's not like it's that big of a drop off. But the only best player that we had was Tom Brady, who's the best player on the field, regardless. And Tom Brady did what he needed to do. Our roster was not very talented. Matchup to matchup, like I said, they were better. Their O-line, gotta give it to them, dominated the game. Nick Foles, I can only really remember him getting really pressured twice, and it was just under duress, but he didn't get sacked, not one time. The holes were just gigantic, and they just outplayed us, outcoached us, and it was At the end of the day, their defense made the play that needed to be made. I mean, I can understand both defenses were playing like trash, but their defense made the play that needed to be made. And now going Brady versus Belichick. Everybody knows that that's been a topic that's been going on, circling around the NFL all season. As honestly, last night kind of validated partially so far the Jimmy Garoppolo trade with Tom Brady playing the way he did in that Super Bowl. He played lights out. He didn't do anything. He could have done any more. And Brady won that little internal battle, that power struggle last night, and Bill Belichick took a dive down. Tom Brady threw for 505 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Defense let up 41 points. So that little power struggle between those two was won by Brady. Obviously, time will tell if the trade was validated. I mean, we still should have got more for Jimmy Garoppolo, but I mean, he was at 5-0 as a starter in the 49ers, which I'm not taking seriously. He was playing with nothing to lose. The 49ers were not that bad of a team. I predict that will be 8-8 at best next year. But until we see fully how Jimmy Garoppolo can truly do, I don't know if the trade was fully set or if Tom Brady was to leave and we didn't have a serviceable backup yet. Then things would be screwed. But only time will tell. But until this time right now, Tom Brady is week in and week out showing that he was the one to keep and proving Robert Kraft and Tom Brady's side right, and Bill Belichick is wrong so far. But final thoughts is, got to give it to him, man. Eagles were a better team, and it showed on the field. The best player on the field did all he could, and he's still the greatest of all time. Can't take that away from him. 5 Super Bowls, 8 appearances, 4 Super Bowl MVPs. Can't take that away from him, man. Nothing more he could have done. Belichick let him down. I mean, now we just got to wait till next season, and hopefully we can make another appearance in the Super Bowl. But hey, we got to go game to game right now. It's off season. We got to reevaluate everything. I don't know if Gronk's gonna come back, which I mean, if I was him, I'd reevaluate everything too. But also, if I was him, I would go at least until Tom Brady retires. Then they both leave together. I honestly think Tom Brady has 2 more years. I think he plays till the end of his contract and then calls it quits. But we will have to see how it goes. Everything will fall into place when it falls into place. And with that, I'm gonna let y'all go. If you're new to this channel, like and subscribe. Make sure to follow my Twitter right there too. It's not a Twitter that's really linked to this YouTube. It's mainly it's actually just my personal one. But I like to respond on there, and yeah, if anybody wants to possibly do a connected franchise mode, online one with normal teams and probably rebuild teams or whatever. I have one with my friend, and we're looking for people. And just hit me up on Twitter or comment down below and let me know. But anyways, it's your boy Batmac saying peace out. Have a good one. Oh, and go Patriots.